If you're getting a Tinkercad scale object error, or your object refuses to resize, jumps to a massive size, or the scale handles disappear completely, don't worry. In this video, I'm going to show you the most common causes and the fastest fixes so you can get back to designing without the frustration. And if this tutorial helps, make sure to hit like and subscribe for more quick Tinkercad fixes and design tips. Let's start with the most common issue, invisible scale handles. If you click an object and you don't see the white and black squares, the first thing to do is zoom out. Sometimes the object is just so large that the handles are off screen, and it looks like Tinkercad is broken when really the controls are just out of view. Use your mouse wheel or the zoom controls to pull back and check whether the handles appear. Next, look at the object itself. Open the Shape Inspector or the pop-up menu for that object and check whether it is locked. If you see a purple lock icon, that means the object is locked and Tinkercad will not allow you to scale it until you unlock it. Unlocking the object is a quick fix, and in many cases, that alone solves the problem immediately. Another common cause is grouping. If you're trying to scale a very complex group, especially one with dozens or even hundreds of shapes, Tinkercad can struggle to render the handles properly. In that case, ungroup the design first. Scale the main parts separately, then regroup them afterward. This is especially helpful when the browser is lagging or the model contains many overlapping elements. Now let's talk about precise scaling controls, because sometimes the object isn't broken, it just feels too jumpy to adjust accurately. If you want to keep the object proportional, hold Shift while dragging a corner handle. That tells Tinkercad to preserve the shape while resizing. If you want to scale from the center instead of from the opposite corner, hold Alt while dragging. That gives you much more control and can make resizing feel far more predictable. If dragging still feels too messy, use Direct Entry instead. Click one of the scaling handles, then look for the number box that appears. From there, you can type the exact size you want. For example, if you need 1 inch, enter 25.4 millimeters. This is one of the best methods when you need accuracy and don't want to rely on mouse movement alone. Now let's fix the dreaded scale to infinity glitch, where your object suddenly stretches across the entire screen. This is usually tied to the snap grid. Go to the bottom right and lower the snap grid setting. If it's set to something like 5.0 millimeters, Tinkercad may make huge jumps when you try to make small changes. Switch to 1.0, 0.5, or even 0.1 millimeters for much smoother scaling. In some cases, turning the snap grid off can help too. Another thing to check is the position of your design on the work plane. If the object is far away from the center of the grid, especially near the edges, mouse tracking can become less accurate. Try moving your project closer to the center of the blue work plane and then attempt the scale again. Simple position changes can fix strange behavior surprisingly often. If you imported an STL file and it won't scale correctly, the problem may be the mesh itself. Very high polygon models can be extremely heavy, and Tinkercad may struggle with them. If your mesh is huge, reduce the triangle count before importing. You can use tools like Blender or Fusion 360 to simplify the model first. That can make scaling much more stable. And if the imported object is so large that it's hard to even select, delete it and import it again using a smaller scale setting. Try setting the import scale to 10% in the import window. That can make a massive difference and prevent the file from coming in at an unusable size. If you've tried all that and the scale tool is still frozen or completely stuck, the issue may be your browser. Go into your browser settings, find the System section, and make sure hardware acceleration is turned on. Tinkercad relies on real-time 3D updates, and without GPU support, scaling can freeze or behave unpredictably. One final fix that works more often than people expect is the duplicate reset. If the project is glitching badly, go back to your Tinkercad dashboard, click the gear icon on the project, and choose duplicate. That creates a fresh server instance and often clears the strange scaling bug right away. So to recap, if you have a Tinkercad error with scaling an object, check for locked objects, zoom out for hidden handles, ungroup complex models, use Shift and Alt for better control, lower your snap grid, move the design closer to center, reduce heavy STL meshes, and turn on hardware acceleration if needed. If this video helped you fix your Tinkercad scale problem, please hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more practical design tutorials and fast troubleshooting guides. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.